feel so confused.
Yeah, I was playing straight up.
And on that note, we are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
How are we doing? Welcome to the Goa Weekly Show. I know Gamma was a little bit excited to see the boys back in town. Yes, they were recording stuff today, but for a future episode, so you'll have to wait to see what that's going to be. In the meantime, you've got the lovely Natty, the ninja version of Rephl3x, and myself.
I am not a ninja version. I am a work-from-home undersea diver.
Ah, right.
I got remote work privileges. It's great.
How does that work? Do you like sit there and play Subnautica all day, or do you...
I miss a lot of meetings based on Natty's Thursday promotion posts that come out on Friday. I use that to date my time, and as you can tell,
all over the shop. Yeah.
See, it's come on, man. I'm just trying to put food on my table. Good evening.
Oh my goodness! Thank you for that 14-month subscription.
Thank you.
How cool! I
appreciate that drop.
Yeah, I love seeing everybody come in with like. We've got so many really cool people that have just been there for so long with us, and it's really cool to see them coming back. And of course, we've also got the Goa membership program as well. We just $11 a month, and you get a little bit extra. You get a special channel in our Discord. You get some nice little extra content sessions from us here at Goa, as well as some discounts on things as well. So well worth the $11. You should jump in and have a look at that. Thank you, Gamma, for putting the link in chat there. And welcome to all our Goa members as well. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to everybody else out there in Twitch land and also listening to us on Listener too. I think I got everything there.
I think so. I think you've got all the bases covered.
Also, hello to Lenovo Legion and GeForce Now powered by Pentanet and Quantum Energy. There we go. Yes. Now I've got it all.
Whew. Yes, tonight I am powered by Quantum Energy. I did have a nap. I know he's feeling a little bit. So I've had some quantum energy.
What flavor are you running?
I've got some of this bad boy. The berry. I'm a berry girl.
Excellent.
I'm just a berry girl.
I've run out of sour apple, but I'm considering that or tropical for the next one. But
yeah,
this close to Christmas, it'll be January, I think.
Yeah. Nice, cool. Well, we've got a few things to talk about today, and like the last couple of weeks as well, we're going to roll in nuts and bolts onto the end of this as well. So we're just going to have one big happy show that's going on. But first of all, I want to talk a bit about the Game Awards. So Jeff Keighley, Keighley. I can't even remember now. Now my brain's gone. Jeff, we're just going to call him.
Yeah,
Jeff.
no, it is Jeff Keighley.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. Old mate Jeff.
Yeah. Some people say it differently, but I say it like that.
Oh, that's good then. Good. I'm only going slightly mad. But yeah, Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards. So they're always a really great production, and I do like seeing recognition for games that because we don't have like our Oscars and stuff like that. I mean, I do have a little bit to say about the fact that most of them seem to be community voted, which doesn't quite sit well with me. I think if you're going to do an industry awards, it needs to be voted by industry, not by...
There is one.
Is there?
One industry awards, yeah. You need to ask Zulu about that. I think there's an article coming.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Firmly agrees with you that... industry awards do hold more weight, and there's currently only one major one for the video game industry, which is interesting. Anyway, please continue.
Yes, please continue. So something caught my eye on Twitter today. So I was scrolling through, definitely not last minute, looking for things to talk about on this show. And
we're organised.
We're super organised. And this came up for me, the Player's Voice voting for the Game Awards. And it actually came up and I was quite excited because Metroid Dread was trending on my Twitter feed. And I thought, oh, that's awesome, Metroid Dread. Let's see what they've got to say about that. And found out it was in the last 5 for the Player's Voice. And then I've looked at the games there. Forza Horizon 5. That's cool. Yeah, not my cup of tea, but you know, it's looked really good and it's been getting lots of good reviews.
Rephl3x is praising the Forza.
That's it.
You had a good time with it this year?
Very good time with Forza, including Bathurst Day, where I replicated what I did in Forza and blew the back tyre off my car while doing a celebratory burnout.
As you do.
cool.
It was requested at a party. The guy was throwing a birthday party. He said, "Do a skid." And I was like, "Okay." So he threw me 2 new tires as a thank you. So that's great.
Oh, that's
but
good
yes,
then.
Forza. It's just bugs aside for the first patch. Absolutely best one yet, hands down, or up even. You know, just pick one. What do you want? Hand up, hand down. Roll with it. It's great. Deserves everything it gets. Cool. That's positive.
And then there is also It Takes Two. I've heard lots of good things about that as a co-op game.
Fantastic co-op game, yeah.
Haven't played it myself again, but it sounds really good. Metroid Dread, I absolutely adored. I really loved it. Just the whole package was really good for me. So I'm glad to see that get in there. Resident Evil Village, once again, haven't played it myself, but I've heard good things about it. And we're going to get to the last game here, because you'll see I've skipped over it.
The gripe.
The gripe, and it is a gripe, and it's not a gripe about the game, because I've been loving the game, except for some reason the Battle Pass won't work on my computer, but will work on my Xbox. But that's something different. That's a me issue. That's not a game issue.
Straight.
Yeah, but it's on here to vote for as Game of the Year. And the multiplayer has only been out for a few weeks. The campaign doesn't come out until tomorrow. And how can it be here as like a fan favourite game of the year? Like, how is that even a thing? Like, it shouldn't be there. It's too new to be on this list.
Yeah, look, I don't 100% know how games end up on this list. I know that there are 3 rounds of games, so this might have been added in to the 3rd round, which this is as a last minute because of the reception that it's had.
I think it was a culling. So it started off with 30 games, and then it went to the top whatever, and then to the top whatever, and then we're left with 5.
Do we know what the time frame is that they consider the year? Because if you think of financial year, it's not a calendar January to December. Is it something a lot? I personally, I haven't looked too far into it in that way, so I can't, say hand on heart that's it. But
let's have a look.
Do we know what the frame is? Because if they're saying Game of the Year and it actually started in August or July, then it makes sense. But if it's January to February, then, I kind of agree with you on that one. It's a bit weird that it slipped in.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought that the Game Awards were just normal calendar year, which is something I've always had a bit of an issue with Game Awards. When I've run them, like when I've been responsible for administering them in the past, I've always made it until the end of November. Because I think that that's fair, giving people a chance to play, especially when it's player voted, because people don't get the opportunity to necessarily jump into every game as soon as it's released. So it's always been November to November. I don't think the Game Awards specify anywhere. We've got Jim currently crawling through all the rules on the website. What's your thought about this, Lexi? What do you think it should be calendar year, or do you think it should be?
It's kind of hard to say, because I can see why you would do it, from November to November, because, well, it's just the calendar year that works for you. Sorry, it's just the time frame that works for you. I think it's tough, because from an anticipation and or hype scale, yeah, absolutely, Halo should be on the list, because it's...
Yeah, but so should Breath of the Wild 2, then, by that reasoning. It's
absolutely. Yeah. Like, there should be so many things on the list, but at the same time, where do you draw the line? Like...
Yeah, it's not officially released yet. Yeah. I don't
looking at this, it's got what is the cutoff date for games to be eligible this year, and must be available for public consumption on or before the 19th of November 2021.
So they're breaking their own rules.
What's Halo doing there then?
Yeah. Well,
well, there it is.
Hey,
job done. What do they consider consumable? Like, can you put it on a flash drive and eat it?
Yeah, like, do they count the beta test multiplayer enough?
Like, we've released multiplayer. Cool! Can we get in the awards? Yeah, go on then. What about the campaign? Oh, just...
Well, the only other thing I can sort of think about that is the fact that because this is more a player vote, like a fan-voted thing, maybe it got in that way. Because, like, I haven't seen it in any of the other categories. So this is specifically a player's voice one. But it still shits me because, like, it doesn't come out till tomorrow, which is...
November 19th. Yeah,
well, it's technically in Australia and New Zealand, it's the 9th. It'll probably be the 8th in the States. The winners will be decided on the 8th of December. So...
The game is not out yet.
Yeah, the game is not officially out yet.
Well, by that logic, I'm going to vote for the unannounced, unreleased, unknown Grand Theft Auto 6 Game of the Year 2021. And if you want anything other than that, fight me.
I'm going to vote for Portal 3.
Good. I'm going to vote for Halo 3 too. Fuck it. While we're at it, let's throw them all in.
Half-Life 3.
What is this?
Can we write in? Is it like a write-in donkey vote?
It must be. Like, guys, I heard this game's coming from who? Oh, my mate down the street who's homeless and lives next to a rubbish bin. He said Half-Life 3 is coming and GTA 6 is a thing. Cool. Game of the year. Done.
I'm sure Arion's got a list for us somewhere.
Oh,
he seems to be on top of all that.
Final Fantasy 27 Part 3 Episode 4 coming out on the 4th June of 2079. Game of the year 2021. Jonathan.
Yeah, cool.
Logic cooked.
I don't think any of us disagree with having a gripe with this. But I do understand that the problem with the way the hype machine works is that this game might not get nominated next year because people are going to potentially forget about it.
Yeah.
So that's always the other problem with when you release your games. It should line up with award season, so you're getting your shiny awards on your titles so you can sell more copies of it. It's what they do with movies, and they do the same thing with video games. It's just...
They literally missed out by a day, though. Like, it's picked on the day it comes out.
Yeah.
Like, Game of the Year, we hope.
Well, the Game of the Year, it's definitely not in there.
No.
So, what were Game of the Year nominations? Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
So I mean, three of those titles are in the Player's Choice category as well. So, yeah, you'd like to think that they've got something right there.
Oh, Mega Rip Age of Empires is not in there, by the way. Mega Rip.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're all probably going to have a game that we think that about too.
Well, my first thought was Death's Door's not in there, but then it is in the best indie game, I think.
Oh, excellent.
Because I loved that game. That was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 minutes. Don't get me started on that again.
It only goes for 12 minutes, Reflex. You're okay. It doesn't take long to play.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we won't bring that up again Monday night. That was a fuck up. I'm with you as well, Natty, on AOE 4 not being there. That was a shame. I really think that should have been in there, even as a mention, because it was really well done, and the fact that they even taught you stuff about history at the same time. That it's like, what is that? Is it Ralph from The Simpsons? He's like doing something. He's like, I'm learning, and like you're learning as a byproduct of playing the game. It's brilliant. Oh, there it is. Best sim strategy.
Yeah, Jim's has found it in the best sim strategy.
Good.
I was wondering
everyone.
Which is good.
Oh shit, Flight Simulator. Oh, now I'm in a toss.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one for you, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. Still is. Although that came out 2 years ago.
Wasn't it March this year?
No, because it was when. No, it was when. It was when Georgia was having surgery at that time. 2 years ago.
Unless it just...
Remember the bowling ball?
Yeah. But, did it just come to Xbox, though? Does that count? Does it get another one for Live?
Well, no.
I don't know. I wouldn't think so, but... Yeah.
What?
Oh, look,
These
just we're rewriting all the rules here. No new nominations for new releases on different versions and systems.
Screw this. Goer's going to have their own awards with blackjack and hookers. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for the hookers, but not the blackjack. That's difficult. Like, what is the guide? Like the rule book for these awards say? Is it just one line? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
when did this come out?
so,
Rule 1.
screw you guys. I do what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, on that note, you know, the extra announcement that we had this week from Jeff Keighley saying that Blizzard Activision would still retain its nominations, but they wouldn't be getting any other love throughout the ceremony this week, I think was a little bit interesting. I don't know if you guys heard that news.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a big discussion about it because they left it really to the last minute. Jeff had an interview with Washington Post that was released with him saying, we're not really sure. We want to support the developers and the people that have worked on the games. We don't want to punish them for, you know, upper management kind of CEO level shenanigans. But the day after that was shared online, that was published online, he then made the announcement that Activision Blizzard would not be included in the awards other than the games they're already nominated for, which is just interesting considering that Activision's president is still on the board for the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting, but it's also like I think it's like I don't want to use the term ugly duckling because he turned out quite pretty. It's the black sheep. That's the one. It's the one that people are like, yeah, you're here, but no one's listening to you. Everyone knows.
Rob, I think it's Rob Kostic.
Yeah.
Bobby, no, not Bobby Kotick.
Not Bobby. Bobby Kotick.
I saw that on because for those of you at home, we can see the screen as well that you've got and we were going through this in the beginning, and we were looking at the people that were in there, and I read it twice. I saw the guy that was from Activision, Rob something, and I was like, no, it's not Rob Bob.
That's right. I did a double take on it as well, and my eye twitched a little bit, and just
it'd be really hard to explain. Yeah. Like, hey guys, here's Bobby Kotick. Are you really?
No.
But
okay,
look, I'm of two minds when it comes to something like this, because I 100% want to support the people that are making the games. I want them to be able to feed their families. I want them to be able to make a living and enjoy what they do. On the other hand, if the people at the top of the company are doing shitty things, which is without a doubt that Activision Blizzard have been doing that, and they're not alone. Over the years, a lot has come out, but not to this extent. Those people don't care. If you still buy the game, they don't care. And stockholders, shareholders don't care. You're making bulk money. Great, you stay. So it's unfortunate, but the only way to punish those companies and affect change is to not buy the game, which in turn hurts those developers. And it's a shitty situation to be in, but until things start falling apart, things won't change.
I honestly don't know how the shareholders are standing for it, because the Blizzard Activision price has dropped. Share price has dropped over 50% in the last 12 months, and it's still, on average trending down. I am absolutely horrified that the shareholders have not called an emergency meeting to get rid of Bobby, because I know that does not create complete culture change, but that would be enough of a signal for the markets for them to be happy that something is happening.
Was it Activision Blizzard that brought in a woman to some committee role, and then she quit almost days later going, this is shit, it's not going to accomplish anything?
Yeah, they had a co-role, her and another dude, and she was very critical that it was tokenism and that they had not made any real change, and they were not listening to her recommendations on how to make real change, so she left. Yeah.
I'm glad she did that, because there may have been a what's the word? A want to stay there and try and change things. But if that early on you can see that there's not an appetite for change at the higher levels, you've got to clean house. That's the only way you're going to sort anything out. You've got to clean house and almost start again.
Yeah. Raven Skies has made a wonderful point as well. She was paid less than her male counterpart that was hired to the same level of position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The person that to fix it is...
Way to go, Activision Blizzard. You're doing it wrong.
Guys, we're trying. You're literally doing the... Really? Come on.
Yeah, you've just missed the whole point of what you're trying to do here.
Yeah. I do not know the answers. I know these things are difficult. Culture change is hard, but I know they have to try something, and it needs to be more effective than tokenism.
Yeah.
For sure.
Especially at that level too. I mean, they're not a small company. They're in the spotlight of everything. Pretty much any little move they make is going to be scrutinized within an inch of its life. If they say, hey, we're going to do ABC, and they've actually gone AB, 3, it's like, yeah, but you've replaced C for the number 3.
Yeah.
You said you were going to do this. What are you doing? But, start again. And then nothing will happen.
And a lot of the problem is like the shareholders have some influence over the board, but the board is the one that hires and fires the CEO and I think the executive sort of staff. And if it's an old boys club on the board as well, then their share price would virtually have to go to zero for the board to want to do anything. But
yes.
How long are they going to start? Are they going to keep ignoring the advice from outside parties? Like, there are big outside parties going, you guys should probably sort this shit out before something really bad happens. Like,
both Microsoft and Nintendo have turned around and said we're reevaluating our relationship with Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, and that was last week they said that, or even just before that. More have come out of the woodwork. I mean, Game Awards are going, as we've said, the Game Awards are saying, yeah, we're not going to let anything new in, and you're not going to be a part of it, but we'll just let you slide on this one. But come on, guys, sort your shit.
Yeah. But yes, big things there for Activision Blizzard. They're going to have to do something. But anyway, let's talk about Tarkov, Flexi. You've got some Tarkov news there for you. And I know you're talking about your COD face, but that looks very much like a Tarkov face as well.
It is part of the reason why I'm dressed like this.
Just for the listeners at home, you might need to explain what you're wearing.
Yeah.
No,
so I look like... how do I keep this PG? No, I'm kidding. I'm wearing a black balaclava with my regular glasses, so I look really weird, and a skin-tight shirt that hugs the figure because I've lost weight and I'm proud of it, so shut up, Dad. Kidding. I just wanted...
all in black?
All in black, yep. I was playing COD earlier, and you look like an urban terrorist on his way for a surf. Well, I'll take it.
Yeah, so she's not wrong. Yeah.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. I'm here to go and get, bitten by a crab and shred some straight gnar. I wanted to punch myself in the face for saying that. No, and wolf whistles at reflex. Fuck it, I'll take it. This is the internet. You can do whatever you want. No, that is part of the reason why I'm dressed like this. I was playing COD, and also I'm beating myself back into the mindset for Tarkov. I've got... Not to be that guy like I was last week on the podcast, being the devil's advocate. I've kind of been left with a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth over Tarkov. I put 18 months, I mean, shit, for as long as I've known you, Natty, for as long as you've been part of Goa, I've been playing Tarkov and shit. You were my team manager for one match for that event a little while ago. Thank you for that. But that was the last time I played it, and that was a wee while ago. I basically put it down after that, after the Pestilli tournament. Because they've had no new content for 2 years. They've added a few bits and pieces here and there, like daily quests, and I appreciate the game's in pre-beta, alpha kind of limbo while they're building it up. But it's been 2 years since they've added a new location in the game. Those of you who understand Tarkov, you're going to say, yes, the weird dressed guy knows. And those of you who don't, I'll give you a quick rundown. Tarkov is based on fictional area in Russia called Tarkov. You have different locations that have different, biomes, tasks, events, everything on them. And as they've been building the game up and releasing it bit by bit, they've been releasing new areas for you to go and play. These areas aren't small. It's not like, a new room to go and explore. No, it is considerably, there is a lot to do in some areas. But we haven't had a new map for 2 years, and for someone who'd been playing it pretty much daily on stream for 18 months straight, I got bored. I just straight up got bored. A lot of the big streamers, Pistilli, a few others, Landmark, had started going to different games because there just wasn't anything to do. And then eventually Battlestate brought out some screenshots of their biggest thing yet, which was the biggest ambitious project they're thinking of, which was a map called Streets of Tarkov, which is meant to be the biggest map, bigger than all of the current environments combined. Wow. Which is awesome. That's brilliant. We're really looking forward to that. It'll be out August. It'll be out October. It'll be out November. It'll be next year. Snap. So when they started pushing it back further and further and further, people started to get more and more pissed because we're bored. We want shit to do. So they said, okay, well, story-wise, we're going to give you another location first. And everyone's going to think, oh shit, which one? Because there's, I think, 2, 3, maybe even 4 that haven't been released yet. And they're actually going to give us a new location called Lighthouse, which on the map is in the bottom left corner of the map. It runs off from a map we've already got called Shoreline and leads into another map, I think either Reserve or Woods. They're in that same kind of region on the map. And I tried to get some photos to chuck up on the screen, but those of you who know Battlestate games, they don't do shit towards building hype for things until they're relatively close to it. Because after they did that from Streets of Tarkov, we're pissed, basically. They said, it's going to be brilliant. Here's everything. Here's a whole bunch of videos. When's it out? We don't know. Yeah, have Lighthouse. Can we see it? No. When's it out? In a week. Well, you showed us a whole bunch of streets, and you don't have a date for that. You've got a date for this one, and you don't even... What? So they gave us a bunch of information, which I have noted here, for what's coming up in patch 12.12. So I'm just going to segue on to the whole Escape from Tarkov thing. They have a new patch coming. Those of you who understand Tarkov know that a big patch often means a wipe, and what a wipe is a wipe of the database. They basically have everyone's progress, they reset you to 0. All of your skills, your money, your inventory, everything. Everyone starts from fresh, and you work your way up. Now, that may sound annoying, and it was for the last patch because they introduced very, very, very little that it didn't feel like a wipe was warranted. It was basically everyone was reset to 0 for what was effectively a pistol in a slightly bigger room on a map. It was a bit kind of shit, which is kind of another reason why I put it down. Yeah. However, they have got 4 big things coming. 4? 3? 3. 3 big things coming, and the 4th thing is something they do pre-wipe. First thing they're bringing, which is something the developer, Battlestate Games, and the lead dev, Nikita, was worried about, is VoIP. Those of you who know first-person shooters, or literally any fucking game in the world, VoIP in-game allows you to communicate with people. Now, Tarkov has never had that. They've always had in-game emotes like, hello, hi, follow me, okay. Yes, that was a throwback to Abe's Odyssey. If you got that, you're a fucking legend. You'd have hand gestures, all kinds of things. If you chose a USEC character, USEC being US, you would communicate in English with other players. If you chose Bear, you would communicate in Russian, which is no fucking good for anyone who doesn't speak Russian. You just yell at someone in Russian, and anyone's like, well, that guy's yelling at me in Russian. That's not good. And you shoot him, when really they're saying, hi, I have cans of beans. Would you like some? Dead. Doesn't work. Not a thing. So now they're introducing VoIP, which means you can now communicate with people, peer-to-peer, and within range of each other. You're not going to be standing on one side of the map and go, is this thing on? And someone in another server's like, yep. Doesn't work like that. They're thinking of bringing in radios and a radio system, so you can communicate with your teams on a particular channel. That will be coming later, but that would be very cool. That they were playing with that in Armour, the Armour series, with a plugin for TeamSpeak that would integrate with the game, and your
Oh,
radio
man.
system would go that way based on your distance in game. It's very clever. But
TeamSpeak
now
feels like it's a long time ago now, even though it was
it,
probably only
it
4 or
was
5 years.
realistically, yeah, shit, 4 or 5 years, even in today's day and age, that's a long time. A lot's happened in that time.
That's a lot. I used to use Mumble a bit.
Yep, Mumble and TeamSpeak were the two we would go to, but we ended up migrating to TeamSpeak in the Armour group that I play with because of the radio ability. It was, really good. So for them to be introducing VoIP into the system is cool, because it means they've got a platform they can build off to introduce other systems like, I'm not saying they will, but the potential to use like in-game phones or whatever in a building, or you pick up a radio off a scav, you can listen into people's communications because you've got their radio frequency and you can work to it.
I'm really invested in this radio thing now. Like that.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's something that needed to happen a long time ago.
But I can't believe another game hasn't done that yet.
Well,
like, because lots of them have proximity chat. Like that's not a new thing.
Yeah.
But having a radio in the game, that would be groundbreaking.
I mean, Tarkov's meant to be a hyper-realistic, survival-esque simulator where that kind of thing comes into its own. It wouldn't make sense in a game like Battlefield because you just use Discord or TeamSpeak.
But even something like PUBG might be good.
To a degree, yeah. PUBG would make... In fact, I recall they had a radio in PUBG for a while, but they never did anything. Rust. Rust does it.
Rust.
Rust does it. They have landlines and everything in Rust you can actually build in and tap into the system. But otherwise, big AAA games, not so much. It's not really a thing. But yeah, it's a really cool thing, especially for the niche market that like it. So for VoIP to be coming to Tarkov is going to be a literal game changer. It's going to open avenues that a lot of people haven't thought of yet. I'm going to be honest, there's a few things even I'm sitting here going, that makes sense. Why wouldn't you? They're introducing an inertia system, which means you can't just sprint, run to a stop, pull up your gun, and start shooting. If you're running, the weight of whatever you're carrying is going to adjust how much time it can take for you to not only come to a stop, but also get your gun up. And if your inertia is not working, if your gun's particularly heavy and modified, you may overswing, and then it's going to take time to actually get into a position of in-game muscle memory of sorts.
Wow, that kind of physics is
unheard of.
Yeah.
I was big into airsoft in New Zealand, something Australia doesn't have, i.e. good broadband. We would... Yeah, I got you again. What up?
Just go back and play on your dick.
We do have airsoft here.
Yeah, I know. One of the guys we would play with were ex-New Zealand SAS and private security companies, and we had an abandoned college out, about an hour away from, not even that, about half an hour away from where I am. And we would play airsoft and milsim events in there on a Thursday night. We'd often go from like 7 p.m. through till 1, 2 in the morning, and then go to work the next day covered in welts and incredibly tired. It was fucking brilliant. But they were the ones that would teach you about muscle memory and all kinds of things. And to see that kind of system come into a game where you would have to build it up like that, that's brilliant. Hey, Wacko, appreciate the follow, my guy. Welcome aboard. Wacko's one of my friends who I actually play Tarkov with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
and another guy.
The name. I was like, hey, Tarkov player, hello.
Yeah, and Pally _ Sorry if I butchered your name. Welcome. Thank you for the follows. So yeah, the inertia system that's coming, they haven't put a lot of light on it, but from what we've heard, again, Battlestate don't release a lot of information up until their big information release, which is either patch notes or, in this case, because 12.12 is going to be so big, they've actually got a YouTube video premiering up for watch now on the YouTube channel for like 2 days away. So that'll be cool. And then Lighthouse, which is going to be another map that we've all been waiting for. Again, not a lot of information on it, but the next big thing that everyone's excited for. There are some things they have, like an in-raid trader, which hasn't been done before.
Oh,
And
that
the
could be
in-raid
cool.
trader, the in-raid trader is supposed to have equipment and gear on him that you wouldn't, normally be able to buy. That's usually find and raid only in high tier.
Has to be a man in a giant trench coat. I want to see my
Ideally,
wares.
yes. You want my fuck, wrong trench coat. Sorry. Um, so that's a penis. Yeah, forgot my suit. Um, they have, however, made him a high tier item by putting him behind up to 4 bosses that will be protecting him. One of which is a sniper to do with the lighthouse. So you've got to get past a number of bosses to even get to this high tier trader, to buy the equipment, then to get out with it. So it's a big ask to get to this one guy to get high tier to get out, because everyone's going to be watching this trader. Everyone's going to be fucking eyes on going, someone's going to try and get to him. Oh, these bosses are dead? Okay, watch him. Someone's coming to him, and they'll be sitting from a far off range. It's going to be opening so many different aspects for another map that's why I'm genuinely excited to get back into it next week. It's going to be great. And then the last thing on Tarkov is they do pre-wipe events, which have already started. Usually for about a week prior to the big patch dropping, they will add modifiers to the game. So they have the game meta, which is run in, get your shit, get out. Now they have they've added pre-wipe events. The first one was they released a text message from an iPhone in Russian on the Twitter. And it's in Russian, nobody understands it, so you wait for the Twitter geniuses to come and translate it poorly, and then you still left there going, what the fuck does that say? The last one made no sense, but we figured it out. It was, each map has a different boss, they're now sharing positions. So, for example, at about 1 AM this morning, I was having a quick game after I got it installed. I was running through the map Shoreline. Usually on Shoreline, there is a boss by the name of Sanitar. Sorry, it's been a while. Everyone calls him Terry for sanitary. And he has a couple of... He has a couple of minions. He has the ability to heal himself and heal his minions and give those minions stims that make them fucking hyper animals, all kinds of shit. However, I started to get shot by an SVD. Now, he doesn't run an SVD. Another boss from the map Woods runs an SVD. And I run around the corner and there's a dude with an SVD and his 2 minions that are usually on the Woods map. I'm like, well, fuck me, that's what that means then. And he destroyed me. So
And
what I was
now
expecting,
you know.
exactly. So what I was expecting to be a relatively, okay fight turned out to be not that. It was a dude in close range with a high-power sniper rifle, so that was fun. And then they released another one shortly after that. They have a new system in the game as of last patch called Scav Karma. They're currently disabled that. So if you're a Scav and you have Scav on Scav violence, your Karma will not be affected up until the wipe. Doesn't matter anyway, because that's going to be wiped when the database goes in a week anyway. So
Yeah.
it's just another thing. So there'll be another one dropping today, later on tonight. And then usually what they do for the last day and a half, sometimes 2 days, they'll add raiders. Raiders are like scavs on crack cocaine. They go absolutely ham. They have tier 4, 5, 6 gear, better weapons. You usually find them on labs alone, or in some cases on other maps with the boss. But every scav gets replaced with a raider up until the last couple of days. And then usually around that same time or half a day after that, they open every vendor, set them all to max level, and drop the prices on everything to 1 or 2 rubles for literally everything in the store. So what would normally be... Exactly. So what would normally be, $600, 700 US dollars for a M4A1 from the US vendor, Peacekeeper, it's now $2 US for an M4.
Amazing.
And the ammo's cheap, so you can just load up, go in there, and it's just a bloodbath deathmatch party. It's brilliant.
All I'm hearing is like 5 million Tarkov players going, Leroy Jenkins!
Pretty much. It's pretty much that. Like, right before last, me and Menthonzo went in, and we just loaded up with stupid sniper rifles, sat on the top of the building on Shoreline, looking down at Power Station, and just railing kids in the face from 500 meters away. And we had never had the biggest e-penises in our lives in that moment. We felt like kings in a tower. And then the database wiped and we were weak as shit.
Yeah. I just love the idea that you can pick up equipment, so for the next round you can maybe work toward that equipment. Like if you've never been able to get hands on with something that looked really cool, you can try it. And then
absolutely. It's really cool. Like there's one piece of headgear in the game that is sold by Wacko, who's the bush guy? Remind me.
The bush guy.
Skippy.
Yeah, you unlock him. I've forgotten his name. I should know it. He'll tell me in a second. But thank you, Jaeger. So Jaeger, however you want to pronounce it, you unlock him by doing a quest for someone else. You pick up a letter. You get out with the letter. You've unlocked him. He's now a vendor you can work through. His highest level, he will sell what's called the T1 or T5. I forget the exact name. It's been that long. Which are a night vision headset, but it's thermals. And instead of being a scope that you would put on the top of a gun and just look through every now and then, it is a T7, thank you. It is a headset you put on, and everything is black except for white hot objects. So if you're playing at nighttime and you're running around with T7s, and no one else is running around with T7s, you're an absolute god. But last I recall, they were 15.5 million rubles to buy.
Oh.
And I know the ruble's not that strong, but that's a shitload of rubles.
Yeah.
That's the most expensive item in the game, besides that you can vendor. Besides the red key card, which if you find one and sell one on the flea market, you get, I think the last I saw was like 50 or 60 million rubles. People will buy it for that much. It's a lot of money. But yeah, that is the most expensive item, and I've picked up one once off a dead guy who was running them, or he forgot to take them off and went into a day raid, and he had them on. I was like, you idiot. So I took them and got out with them, but that's it. Yeah, so that's the state of Tarkov right now. It's in its pre-wipe status, and the new patch coming is going to be enough of a shake-up that I'm going to get back into it, at least for a couple of months.
So,
off and on.
No longer grumpy Reflex, hopefully happy Reflex with all the changes.
Hey, happy Reflex has been around for a while. You've just caught me at the wrong time.
Well, grumpy at Tarkov.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Upset
sorry.
Russian Tarkov, grumpy Reflex, not happy.
It's rather Russian.
Yeah, in Soviet Russia, Tarkov kisses off Beerman.
I don't know.
And I do have one other small piece of news, not Tarkov related, but something I'm looking forward to. As a lot of us may or may not be aware, the next Matrix movie is coming, and to tie into that, there is a game coming as well.
Ooh.
Now, not a lot of people knew this. I have the excerpt here, which I'll read quickly. It's not too long. It was basically leaked a couple days ago on the PlayStation Store. Someone happened to find, I don't know whether it was a metadata link that they were just snooping or something happened, but they had something pop up on their screen, which they were like, what in the blue shit is this? And I had to remind him that the Matrix is green, not blue. So it turned out to be a title called Matrix Awakens, which was initially announced as a PS5 only exclusive tech demo, but has since been announced as and the reading commences. Matrix Awakens. Epic Games revealed the upcoming The Matrix Returns Unreal Engine 5 experience on the official Epic Games Twitter on December 6th. This was after it was found. The Matrix Awakens experience will take fans inside the world of the upcoming Matrix Resurrection film to experience a glimpse into the future of interactive storytelling and entertainment with Unreal Engine 5. The experience will be available on both Xbox Series X and S and PS5 and is available for pre-download on both console platforms now. It will officially become available after a premiere at the Game Awards on December 9th.
So not on PC.
Not on PC. Now,
Sorry,
on top
Nintendo.
Yep, sorry. Now, on top of that, there is only one other title right now that is currently running on Unreal Engine 5. Who can guess what that might be?
Not Cyberpunk, is it?
No,
that was
God,
their
no.
problem that it wasn't running on Unreal 5.
That was one of the problems. Who
Yeah.
made the Unreal Engine?
Oh, Ubisoft.
Nope.
No?
Well, we can get there. Starts with E, ends with pick.
Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Epic is. Should I know what Epic is?
Epic Games. Epic Games.
Epic Games?
Right. I thought you were saying... Okay.
No, it starts with E,
that-
ends with pick. Epic.
That's me not understanding New Zealander. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Don't bring more accent into this, okay? Epic Games have made a small game recently that has taken the world by storm. Starts with Fort. Yeah, okay, we got that.
Yeah.
So Fortnite is currently the only game on the world, in the world, that is running on UE5, and the next one is going to be The Matrix Awakens. So if you want to see how kids are enjoying UE5 right now, check out Fortnite. If you want to see how the rest of the world's going to enjoy it, check out The Matrix Awakens on the 9th, or 10th for us, probably, given times.
I'm quite excited for that, you know, because like, when The Matrix first came out, I think it wasn't expected to do as well as it did, but it was
Jesus.
Huge. It got huge, man. And then when Reloaded and Revolutions came around, there was like so much other supporting media. Like there was the Path of Neo game, there was the Enter the Matrix game, which you played as Niobe and I want to say Ghost, who are Offsider anyway.
Sounds right. Nairobi?
Nairobi, yeah, something like that. Jada Pinkett Smith's character in it anyway.
Something Egyptian. All right.
Yeah, and that was really cool. And even the Matrix Online expanding that, which I think is going to be the reason that Morpheus isn't in this new movie, because Morpheus actually sorry, what?
But he is.
Is he? Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know that. But you haven't seen him in the trailers, and
you have. Sorry, I'll stop him.
Yeah, stop interrupting me, you dick. Jesus.
Hey.
But no, the character of Morpheus died in the Matrix Online. So spoilers for a game that you're never going to play because it's shut down. Yeah. But yeah, so that was one of the sort of theories being bandied around about why you haven't seen Morpheus so much. But anyway,
it's in chat. It says right there.
He's not. No, the young dude's someone new, isn't it?
Yeah, Morpheus when he was new.
Where's that come from? Is that another theory, or is that actually been?
I'm assuming his mother at some point 20 years prior in the movie, but yeah, he's young Morpheus.
There you go. I haven't been paying attention to stuff like that because I generally watch the trailers and then like go on lockdown from stuff because I want to be surprised at twists. I don't want to be spoiled by them.
Oh, to be fair, dude, that trailer was a massive headfuck. Like,
yeah,
you two know each other, but you don't.
Yeah,
yeah, it's like time travel, but not stuff.
Well, that's what like part of my thinking was because like after Reloaded and Revolutions, you work out that Neo was basically a programming loop designed to bring about the end of Zion, pretty much, and so to my mind it was like, well, this could be an earlier incarnation of Neo, one of the previous ones, you know, and stuff like that. But gotten off track a little bit there. As much fun it is to talk about the movie, we can talk about games. So, but yeah, the whole multimedia experience that was around Reloaded and Revolutions was like just so cool. Like, and I'm really excited that the Wachowski sisters are bringing in another game for this as well, because they were always really involved with the storytelling that went on in the games too. So it all fit into the Matrix universe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And honestly, anything with Keanu in it, I'm keen.
Yep.
Speaking of actors who are in anything that I will watch just because they're in them.
Segue!
This week, actually in the last couple of days, we saw the announcement that Nick Offerman will be taking the role of Bill in The Last of Us, the TV adaptation, which is so amazing. Now, I must admit I was a bit ignorant to who the actor was beforehand, just because I didn't know them, but he is replacing somebody who was put in the role. But super excited that we get to get more Nick, and we get him in a video game universe, and it's, you know, a kind of grisly character, so we get to see the kind of Nick Offerman we like, the grumpy man Offerman, which is always a favourite. I don't know if you guys know of Nick Offerman or as much of a Nick Offerman stan as I am.
I'm swooning right now. I am swooning. Ooh.
Hang on, dude. You might need this. It's aircon.
Yeah. Oh, aircon control. Thank you. Yeah, so a lot of people would know him from Parks and Recreation. I think that's probably one of the main places people would know him from.
And the Jump Street movies.
Oh, the Jump Street movies. See,
also, his voice, like when you watch the shows and they have that little bit at the end, like "sit Ubu, sit good dog," that little sign off bit. If you've ever seen something that goes Fremulon, that's him.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
it is.
Fremulon, yeah.
End of...
way.
Yep, that's him. He's at the end of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah,
That's him.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The 99. Sorry.
99.
I like his laugh as well. It's unique. It's like he talks all like low and firm and adamant, and then it's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I love it.
It's very cool. Yeah, he brings the right vibes to the character, and I think he'll fit into the universe really well. Yeah. Obviously, we've got Pedro Pascal in there too, reprising the main role, which I think will be really good. And Str8, you were mentioning the character that's playing Ellie.
Yeah, Bella Ramsey.
Name already.
Yeah, Bella Ramsey. So, like, I've only seen her in one other thing, and that was as I forget her first name, but she was the little Mormon leader in Game of Thrones, and like the one that looked like she would bitch slap you across the room at any given moment, and you would be lucky to receive the backhand sort of thing. She was just such an awesome character. Like she would stare down fully grown northern men and just go, "What the fuck are you doing? Sit down." She was so good. So I'm looking forward to seeing her in this.
I'm pretty excited. I have to freely admit I did not play through all of Last of Us. I got stuck at a point, and I'm horrible at stealth games and clickers. Anytime they were around, I just wanted to put the controller down and leave the game. It's not my jam. I really love the universe. I love the characters. I love the storytelling. But there was a bit where you were stuck hung upside down as you had enemies coming toward you and you had to shoot them, and I was playing on easy and I still just couldn't do it.
Yeah, that is a tough part. It is.
Yeah, the game beat me and I put it down and I haven't gone back to it, unfortunately. But, you know, good that TV shows don't test my gaming skill. I can enjoy it without having to worry about not being able to pass an episode.
Yeah. That's all right. It'll be on Steam soon enough, along with the rest of Sony's catalogue. # God of War.
It's an interesting point that Raven makes there, hearing Ellie without Ashley Johnson's squeaky, raspy voice. I wonder if Bella Ramsey maybe has a different voice. Like, it always throws me whenever I see interviews with Stephanie Beatrice, which is the actress that plays Rosa Diaz in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So the only thing I'd ever seen her in is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and she's talking down like this, but her normal talking voice is like an octave higher than that.
She's quite bubbly as well. Like, her personality is just... she's a completely different person. Like, she nails the role perfectly.
If there was an anti-Rosa, she is that. Yeah. But, so maybe Bella Ramsey will do the same thing there. Ooh.
Who knows?
Yep.
We have to wait and see. When is that slated to be coming out?
Hang on. IMDb, be my friend.
I'm looking at an article by IGN, but it didn't have a date in it. I am really excited for it just because the creator of Chernobyl is writing and executive producing it. And I absolutely loved Chernobyl. I thought that was, well, not the actual real life event.
Lies. You loved it. Hey, I bought a good TV show out of it. It's great.
Yeah. The HBO show was just brilliantly executed. And so I'm looking forward to that kind of polish and execution on it.
IMDb just lists 2022, which I am very scared is only 3 weeks away. But let's move on to it. Let's not think about that.
The show could then be only 3 weeks away. They haven't told us.
It very could.
Think of that side of the clip.
It could be announced at the Game Awards that it's coming out in 3 weeks.
There you go.
Game on, legends!
Yes!
You have found us. You are here. You are watching our shit. Sorry. No, look, if for some ungodly reason you do really love it, click subscribe. It means that you get notifications and stuff when we upload more of this gear. So, yeah. I mean, that's really it.
We have a heap of stuff going up all the time. So make sure you don't want to miss any of it.
I mean, you know, it won't put food on the table. We get that. It's not going to earn you money watching our things. It'll earn us money. We're not even monetized yet.
No, we're not. That's how bad it is.
But, I don't know, mate. Just do us a solid, I guess.
Please.
Cheers.
Cheers.